world where emotions often dictate our actions, where the immediate reaction is praised over thoughtful restraint, we find ourselves drifting in a sea of impulsive decisions. But there is another path forged by the ancient Stoics, who understood that true power lies not in the heat of the moment, but in the calm that follows. When we choose to step back to create distance, we do not retreat in defeat. Instead, we assert a deeper strength, a quiet resilience that draws others back to us with an irresistible force. This is not a tactic of manipulation, but a demonstration of the profound wisdom that comes from mastering oneself. In the silence we create, others find their own reflection. In our absence, they discover the value they had overlooked. And in our return, they come back seeking the tranquility and strength that only we, through the discipline of Stoicism, have cultivated. This is our journey, one of inner fortitude, emotional mastery, and the unyielding pursuit of self-control. As we delve into the reasons why they return after we've given them distance, let us remember that this path is not about them, but about us, about the power we hold when we choose to walk the Stoic way. 1. The strength of inner fortitude. Distance is not mere separation, it is an act of fortitude. When we withdraw, we do so not out of weakness, but from a position of strength. We embrace the Stoic principle of ataraxia, a state of serene calmness. Unaffected by external circumstances, this calmness is magnetic, drawing others back to us because they sense the unshakable core within. They come back because in our absence they recognize the power of our inner stillness, a power that demands respect and evokes a longing to reconnect. As Seneca once remarked, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Our distance becomes the friction that polishes not only our own character, but also sharpens their perception of us. 2. The wisdom of silence. In our silence, we do not merely withhold words, we communicate on a deeper level. By choosing silence, we exercise the Stoic discipline of euphemia, careful speech. This restraint in speech creates a space where others are compelled to listen to the echoes of their own thoughts, to confront their own emotions, and to reflect on the value of our presence. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When we speak less, our words, when eventually spoken, carry weight. They return because they have felt the weight of our silence and crave the wisdom that lies within the words we have yet to speak. 3. The power of unattachment. Distance teaches the power of unattachment, a core Stoic practice. We are not swayed by the temporary pleasures or pains that others bring into our lives. This detachment is not indifference, but rather a conscious choice to not be enslaved by our emotions or by others. It is a manifestation of the Stoic concept of apatheia, a state of being free from destructive emotions. When we withdraw, we demonstrate that our happiness is not contingent on their presence. This realization often dawns upon them as they encounter their own dependency. They return because they realize we do not need them, but they in their dependency need us. 4. The reflection of true value. Absence sharpens perception. By creating distance, we allow others the time and space to reflect on our true value. In a world obsessed with immediacy, the rarity of our presence once removed, it becomes more apparent. This is the Stoic understanding of syncatathesis, the ascent to value things rightly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The value of a man is in what he gives." When we remove ourselves, what we have given becomes clearer. They return because in our absence they recognize the value that they had previously taken for granted. 5. The mastery of emotion. In the act of stepping back, we demonstrate mastery over our own emotions. We do not allow anger, frustration, or desperation to dictate our actions. Instead, we embody the Stoic principle of self-resigned temperance and self-control. This emotional mastery is both captivating and intimidating, for it reveals a mind that is not easily swayed by the winds of passion. They return because they are drawn to this mastery, to the calm within the storm that we represent. They come back not to disrupt it, but to seek shelter within it. 6. The attraction of self-sufficiency. When we distance ourselves, we reveal our self-sufficiency. This is not mere isolation, but the Stoic virtue of autarkia, self-reliance. We show that we are complete within ourselves, that we do not rely on external validation or the presence of others to feel whole. This independence is deeply attractive because it is rare. They return because they are drawn to the strength of our independence, to the rare quality of a soul that stands firm and complete without the need for external props. 7. The return to the source of tranquility. Finally, they return because they seek the tranquility we embody. In our distance, we become a refuge, a source of peace in a chaotic world. This peace is not accidental, it is the result of deliberate practice and the cultivation of Stoic virtues. It is the peace that Marcus Aurelius sought when he wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." They return because in the end they seek that peace. And they know, perhaps subconsciously, that the distance we created was not a wall, but a gateway leading them back to that very peace. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves entangled in the complexities of relationships, emotions, and expectations. But the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers us a different perspective, one that teaches us the power of stepping back, of creating space, and of mastering ourselves in the silence. When we give distance, we do not lose connection. Rather, we refine it. We allow others the time to recognize the strength, the value, and the peace we embody. Remember, it is not about their return, but about our transformation. In mastering our emotions and cultivating inner fortitude, we become unshakable, attracting those who recognize the depth of our self-control and the tranquility we offer. The return of others is merely a testament to the power we hold when we choose to live according to Stoic principles that guide us not just in relationships, but in every aspect of our lives. So let us continue on this path with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing we are not swayed by the whims of others, but are instead anchored in the strength of our own minds. In the end, it is not the distance that defines us, but the mastery we achieve in that space, the mastery that draws others back, not to control or possess, but to share in the profound peace we have cultivated. This is the power of Stoicism, and this is the path we walk.